Hello and welcome to part 60. In this video, we will learn about partial class. So I have opened up my Visual Studio. What you might have seen in this video series, we were creating classes in the same class file. Meaning we have this demo class file. You can see on the right hand side demo.cs. And within this file, we were creating some classes. Like I was creating public class customer. Like this, we were creating classes. But this is not the right approach. In the real world, we will create a separate class file for a separate class. Currently, if you see here, we have demo class and customer class within one demo.cs class file. This can cause confusion. So the best practice is we have to create classes separately. So let me choose add option here and select the class option here. And I will give the class name as customer, and this will create a class for us. Now if you see, I have a separate class file for my customer class. Let's make it public for now. Okay, so this is how you can create class in a separate class file. But what is a partial class? What we can do with partial classes, we can split a single class into multiple physical files. Let me add one more class file. So this is a second class that I have added. Okay, now if I try to change the name to customer here, we will get the error message because as you already know, we already have the customer class in customer.cs class. So we cannot create a new customer class in different file. If I try to build this application, you will notice we will get the error message. Demo_string already contains a definition of customer class because we already have this customer class in this file. So to overcome this problem, if you want two physical files for a single class, you can use partial keyword. So if I use partial keyword here, and if I use partial keyword here also, and if I try to build my application now, you will notice one build succeeds and we are not getting any compilation errors. So this is basically the main idea of having partial classes. Using partial classes, we can have two physical files for a single class. And you might be asking me, what is the benefit of this? The benefit of using partial classes, now different developers can work on two different physical files. Their work will not conflict with other developers' work. So now that we have understood how to create partial classes, let's understand some more features about partial class. A partial class is a special feature of C#. It provides a special ability to implement the functionality of a single class into multiple files. As we have seen, we have created two physical files for a single customer class, and all these files are combined into a single class file when the application is compiled. A partial class is created by using partial keyword that we have already seen. Okay, so this is how the partial keyword will work. If I have products class, you can see I have file1.cs and file2.cs, and both are having partial keyword in it. Means we have created products class as partial class, and in the one class file I have the class fields, private string name, and I have a constructor that takes a string parameter, and so whatever parameter is coming to the products constructor, that is getting assigned to the name class field. And in the second class file, we have a method getDetails. So what will happen when we compile this application? The C# compiler will check for this partial keyword and it will merge both of these files into one class file. If you see here, this is the compiled code. You can see the products class. Now it has the class field, it has the constructor that is from the first file, and it also having getDetails method also, because it was present in file2.cs. And just to note here, it is not a rule to have only two class files. We can have more than two class files also. So if I go to Visual Studio and try to create one more class file, let me call it customer 3. Let me change it to public and use the partial keyword. This is also fine. Now we have three partial classes for customer class. Okay, now let's understand the behavior of partial class. So now I am in my first class file, that is customer.cs. If I have a method here, public void print, let me print from class file 1, right? And put this method in other classes also. So this is second class file. Let me call it print2 because we already have the print method in this file, so we cannot have the same method in second file also. If I try to create with the same name, we will get the error. Type customer already defines a member called print with the same parameters. Either we have to do the overloading, else we have to provide a different name. Let me put print2 here and let's call it from class file 2. Similarly, let's put this similar method in file 3 also. Let's call it print3 and from class 3. Okay, so now we have customer class that is divided across three files: customer.cs, customer2.cs, and customer3.cs. But when we compile this application, all three files will be merged and one single class file will be generated. Because of that only, if I try to create an object of my customer class, and if I say customer dot, you will notice I have the option to invoke print, print2, and print3. This is because C# is combining all those three files and giving us the option to use any of the method which is available there. So let's invoke print method. Print2 and print3. And let's run the program. You can see we are able to invoke all those three print methods from different class files. Okay. And if you have defined something in your partial class, let me create a property. Okay. Now this property will be available in other class files also. If I go to my second customer class, that is customer2.cs, and if I try to say this dot name, I have the access to name property, even though you cannot see the name property in this class, but because it is a partial class and the part of this class is available in customer.cs class, and in this class we have the name property. Because of this name property is available in customer2 class also. And the point to notice here is, even if I create this property as private, still I will be able to use this property in my second class file. Even though the property is defined as private, but still it is part of customer class. That's why we are able to use the private fields also in this class. And now let's go to customer3 class and try to print the name of the customer in this class. Let me call CW, and we can again use this dot name property. And if I run my application now, you can see we are getting from class file 1 from the print method. We are getting from class file from the second print method. And in the third class, because we are printing the name of the customer, that's why we are seeing Peter here. You can see here in the print3 method, we are just printing the name of the customer. So guys, this was the introduction about partial class. In the next video, we will learn the partial class in more details. To summarize, the advantage of using partial class is that with help of partial class, multiple developers can work simultaneously in the same class but in different class files or different physical files. And guys, partial classes are used by .NET also. Let me show you where .NET is using partial classes. Let's close the Visual Studio and open the Visual Studio again. Once Visual Studio is open, choose create a new project, and this time select this desktop type application and select Windows Form application. click on next, select the default version, click on create, and you can notice here we have a forms class here, right? You can see form1 class and it is a partial class. And whatever code you see in this class is auto generated by .NET. And if you click on this form and select view code, you can see this is also form1 class and it is again a partial class. And in this class, you can put your own code. So we have the form1 class here that is having the auto generated code. And we have one more form1 class. And in this class, we can write our own logic. So by using partial classes, we can split our class files and maintain our code more efficiently. That's it for this video, guys. In the next video, we will continue our discussion on partial classes and understand what are the other features that are available for a partial class.